Two tour buses carrying high school students collide, sending nearly 40 kids to the hospital. Hear from some of the students involved in the crash.
Plus, see if you can help police find this man. He's accused of using a fake ID he got from an Indiana BMV branch to get thousands of dollars in cash and merchandise.
People are pumping gas and driving away. I'm Tony Perkins. I'll tell you how this crime is affecting you ahead on News 8.
A Danville student falls to her death over the weekend.
See what the town is now doing to keep other kids safe. Plus, a fire destroys 3 north side businesses. News 8 at 6 o'clock starts right now.
Live from Wish TV, this is News 8, your 24-hour news station.
We had a great trip up to now.
A high school choir director from Wisconsin reacts to an Indianapolis bus crash that injured many of his students. It's an accident that closed the interstate near downtown. Good evening. Mike and Debbie are off tonight. A trip to Orlando, Florida ended in disaster this afternoon for close to 100 high school musicians from Wisconsin.
The two buses carrying them collided with one another. It happened at the north split of Interstates 65 and 70 during the noon hour. News 8's Jim Shella is in the newsroom. Jim, were any of these injuries serious?
Rick, there were some broken bones, but we're told that none of the injuries is life-threatening. Nevertheless, dozens of students were taken to the hospital. It all started with a semi-crash that caused traffic to slow down. Several minutes later, one bus rear-ended the other. The first bus had clipped a gravel truck driven by Richard England.
I seen that everybody was stopping up in front and went to slow down a little bit, and then the next thing I know, that bus just come over and hit me on the side.
On board were 89 students accompanied by 14 adults. They had left Orlando, Florida at 7 last evening after taking part in a music festival and were still 5 hours from home. Kewaskum, Wisconsin, a community north of Milwaukee.
The bus driver did everything he could to keep from having his accident, and even hit that back of that brush so hard that it raised up and his parts went everywhere.
There were serious injuries, but none critical. One passenger had to be extracted. Most had no idea what took place.
I don't really know. We were watching a movie and that's it.
State police are investigating but say that it's too early to assess blame. They point out that more than 60 of the bus passengers didn't require first aid.
The vast majority of the students, my understanding is, have not been injured. This certainly could have been a disaster.
25 bus passengers were taken to Wishart Hospital. Another 13 were taken to Methodist Hospital. Again, there were no critical injuries. The accident did keep a small portion of the interstate closed all afternoon. Bonnie Drucker has more now on the students involved. She's live at Red Cross headquarters. Bonnie.
Jim, for 4 hours, students have been here at the Red Cross. Now all the students have returned, and they say they're ready to hit the road tonight. And boy, do they have a lot to talk about. High school students from Wisconsin walked into the Red Cross for help. They say the crash was scary.
Just crying right away because we didn't really know what happened, and we didn't know at that time like how hurt everybody was.
Just kind of a lot of shaking, a lot of pounding going on, and there was dust that was flying everywhere from the back of the bus.
About 30 kids went to area hospitals because of bumps, bruises, scratches, and headaches. The most serious injury?
One of the chaperones has a broken leg.
About 100 teens on the bus called home.
My mom's reaction was just glad that we were all safe, and so pray for us.
The kids we talked to say they've never been to Indianapolis before, and they're ready to go home.
So hopefully we won't stop anymore once we get on the bus to go home.
What is it? But it doesn't look like 2 people will go home tonight. That is 2 chaperones. It looks like they will have to stay in the hospital tonight. There is some good news. These students did do very well in their music competition. They won trophies like this, a silver in Orlando, so at least they're going home with something, and definitely a story to talk about. Joy, Rick, now back to you.
They certainly are. Bonnie Drucker tonight. Thank you.
We've been telling you for months now about an investigation that's turned up allegations of identification.